This is Greg Burnham. Come check me out at ASFE 2025, March 15th and 16th in Atlanta, sort of, whatever this is, Tucker, I think.
North Lake Mall.
North Lake Mall. It's gonna be great. It's free for the public. It's not the first event, it's just the first time it's been here. And the other ones were amazing, so come check us out. I'm Greg Burnham. Where I'm from is a long story. Military kid.
Nice.
So my family's from Missouri. I was born in Alabama. I went to high school and college in Louisiana, and I moved to Atlanta 25 years ago.
Okay, wow, so recent.
Jeez. Yeah. I'm always able to track it by my daughters because she was born and we left Louisiana like a month later. So professional, I started with children's books around 2012, I think. So it's about 13 years, and then got into the comic side in like 16. So that's like 9 years. Wow. Man, so I guess I was kind of like an advanced reader as a kid. So I was in second grade. I was living in Idaho. I tell this story a lot because people always are like, Idaho what? Yeah, Idaho. I was living in Idaho at this military base, super far away from like movie theaters, like all that kind of stuff. So I didn't get to see Star Wars, the movie. I saw Return of the Jedi like the same time I saw Star Wars and Empire Strikes Back. And so, but I would get the books. And so at the little Scholastic book fair, I'm like 7 years old, and I saw the novel, like the Empire Strikes Back novel, and it was like for you, you're that little, it's huge. And the lady's like, this is too old for you or whatever. And my teacher came and said, no, it's not. Let him get the book, So I got the book, went home, my dictionary, the big family dictionary right next to me. So anytime I come across a word I didn't know, I could figure out what they were saying, which was a lot. But that, like the pictures that I saw in my head, like just reading it, stuff that I had never seen. And so then when I did see the movies, I'm like, that ain't how that was supposed to be. That looks exactly like it was, So I think that was the thing that like set me on the journey of like words and how powerful. And at that time it was out of necessity, but I think that was the first thing that sparked my brain. I think when I was like in the 5th grade, I got in trouble because I used to get in trouble sometimes, a lot of times. And I had to like stay home for like the weekend. I wasn't allowed to go outside, which, kids today are like, oh, that sounds like a, party. But back then, outside was everything. But I stayed in my room and I just wrote, and I ended up writing this huge story, which now I realize was just Black Star Wars. But, at the time I was like, this is super creative. And so I think that was the first time I really was like, I like doing this. There's a feeling you get, like I also played sports, so there's a feeling you get like when you hit a home run, like, when you make a jump shot, and I get that feeling from writing too. So, hard to explain, but
no, I get it.
It's just like a release, like you feel stress coming off your body, Man, I did, I didn't see people like me. I didn't know people like me. I had no access to it for a long time. I never even considered, I thought authors were people that lived in the clouds maybe, and they just drop books down. I didn't, and I remember in college, so I was supposed to, I had the coach for the basketball team, he knew me because I wasn't really trying to play. And he was like, no, you're playing. So I went out for their, preseason practices and stuff, and I tore my ankle up, like something serious. And so then I started focusing a little bit more on, school in general. And so I had my professor, it was an essay course. So we were writing essays every week. and she would be like, I'm going to read my favorite one every Friday, you know. So like 3-4 weeks in a row, it was mine, you know, to where people started like hating a little bit, like, are you always reading? But she would be like so complimentary of me, like, you're so talented, you could be a professional writer. And I'm looking at her like, just stop trying to gas me up. Like, you see I'm limping and poor little Greg, you know. I know what this is, you know, because I had only had one other person when I was in the 5th grade, and that's crazy how you remember these little things.
Yeah.
My 5th grade teacher, Miss Smith, she actually said, you know, some really good things about my writing too. But other than that, nobody ever, it was nothing, you know, so. My friends was into sports, was into hip hop like we weren't, you know, so. And then when I moved here, that was one of the things I was like, I had all these different ideas that could be movies or whatever. And I was like, I got an idea for a comic book. And so me and my boy, cause he's also into nerd stuff. So we started trying to find an artist, and he found Marcus. Okay. And that's how we created, that was like 2001, I think, 2001. And we created our first comic that we actually reprinted for the first time last year. And I got one in the car. I'm like, you know, slide you one. Okay. But just fun. We were selling them at Criminal Records. Okay. Before, not in the location they're at now, but when they were on the other side by Savage Pizza. Yeah. So that was the first thing that got us like, okay. And we were selling them like crazy. Right. So we were like, we might know what we're doing a little bit. A little bit all over the place. Like, so when you don't technically know the terms, you know, of, like, I think I'm good English-wise, but as far as like specific to comics, you don't know some of the terms or some of the philosophies. You're just doing it off of a feel. And then it's like, I was able to be part of the DC Comics Milestone Initiative. Okay. And they like brought us to LA, like to Burbank, and you know, it was super cool, but they were really intentional about showing us the business, like showing us the things that most people don't get to see. And so now it's like, ooh, I can put a name to this process that I've just been doing, you know. So it helped a lot as far as scripting, like, you know, like the real detailed, you know, what does like I was doing stuff like, you're the artist, so I'm giving you a script specifically for you, you know, and then when the letterer gets involved, I do something specifically for them, and they're like, no, everything needs to be in one document, so everybody can see it. That's right. But since I'm a publisher and I'm the king of the ship, you know, and with Tuskegee Gears, me and Marcus are the kings together. But it's like we get to determine, and we have the direct dealings, right? So when I did my story here, a Superman story in the Halloween anthology of 2023, I never got to talk to the artist, not once. I never got to, you know, we messaged a couple of times back and forth, but it's not a bad thing. It's just the way the business is. You're working through the editor. So it's like, I can't like instruct, you know, I have to be able to write everything so the artist can understand everything I'm looking for them. You know what I'm saying? So you can't be on the phone with them like Little Rock Files, even though this is through Fair Square Comics. Fabrice, the owner, he really trusts me. And so he let me and the artist, Quinn McGowan, like, we're on the phone 3 hours, you know, like talking everything out. So it's just different. But in order to work, you know, on that industry standard, you got to be able to create that one-stop shop. Yeah, I think that goes back to that Empire Strikes Back thing and just that imagination. So yes, I do, which I quickly learned it can be good as the writer, it can be good for you. It also can be bad sometimes. So when working with Marcus, he's got this thing, me and him are like so locked in that I don't even worry about how it's gonna look, because I know whatever I see in my head, he's gonna make it look better. Like whether it's like just choosing like different angles, this dynamic, he's just gonna make it look better. So I don't even stress with him. But when you're dealing with other people that you don't have that relationship with, You never know. So sometimes it gets, I have to be uber specific. Like I do this one again. There's a couple of scenes because the story takes place in like this old abandoned prison. So there's a couple of scenes. You don't have to make it look exactly like what I want in my head, but I'm gonna send you some references just so you can understand the feel.
Right.
Because this dude, Javier Rodriguez, is like a beast. He's got, his style looks like the older traditional, you know, golden age type style, but he's a beast with like visual storytelling.
Nice.
So it's like, I don't have to like hold his hand. I just gotta make sure he understands the theme and the feel, you know? And that's like that gray area that, you know, I feel like some people don't all the way understand about making comics is like, you know, but it comes, it's just, you know, part of the process of learning. And right now, like I actually have a Kickstarter for a book called Bridges. It's a teen superhero for teenage girls in the city of Oakland. But it's really cool. There's like a council of people that are kind of over them that actually consists of their parents.
Okay.
So it's like they're your bosses, so you got these superpowers, but you can't just be going willy-nilly because your mama might get you, you know? So it's super cool. Sorry for making that dumb.
That's good.
But yeah, really fun story. We're doing a Kickstarter. The book is finished. I actually got one in the car. You can see that too.
Okay.
It's just that we were trying to get a print run, like a bigger print run,
Sure.
because you know the way comics work is like, if I'm doing small runs like $100 books, 200 books, I might be paying like $3 a copy, and then that makes it harder for me to work with them, right? Because with comic shops and stuff like that, because if I sell it at wholesale and it's $3, then I don't like, I'm not making anything. Sometimes you might even lose a little bit of money. So we're just trying to pick up the print run. But we've I sent it out the digital just to like people that I know are like super harsh, like, and we just like, I haven't had anybody say anything except for hurry up and get issue 2 done. So, yeah. So, but it's a fun story if you're into like superhero or you know, like more kind of like grounded, like realistic, more kind of stuff. So definitely we should have copies of the new book, Bridges, which I got Asia Simone. Look her up if you don't know who she is. She did Moon Girl, Devil Dinosaur.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah,
Yes,
she's
right.
one of the artists. She worked on. Right now she's working on, I think. I know the regular show, they're doing a comic. She's working on that. She announced that one. I'm not gonna say the other one because I don't know if we're allowed to announce it yet.
Yeah.
But
Come on through to ASFE and hear all about it.
yeah, so she did a cover. We're continuously working. We're working on the next issue of The Search for Sadaka. I have a project called Fumes that's coming out soon. So we, just constantly working and trying to, I got some stuff with some like bigger publishers. I'm not allowed to say yet. It's like childhood dream type stuff.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Yeah. So I with DC, I got to write Superman. I got to write Mr. Terrific and Icon from like Milestone. So I'm kind of like, if they never call me back, I feel good, But some of the other stuff that I'm really passionate about that has kind of been offered up to me is like, okay. So we'll be announcing those things, later. But yeah, this like stuff that's gonna make my elders smile down on me type stuff makes me happy. So I think they told me I had to do one. It wasn't like a forceful. It was more like, it was kind of forceful. So hopefully, I want to do a panel for Bridges.
Yes, we're making them do it.
Yeah. I just didn't want to throw you under the bus, but if you want to jump under there, that's fine. But so I want to do one for Bridges because we're trying to get more. So, my thing, as you can see, is we definitely are interested in, the diverse angle and making more of these kind of stories commonplace. So, I want to do one for Bridges, but, I'm not opposed to jumping on more than one panel. Greg _ Burnham 7 on IG. Like pretty much my books. Tuskegee Airs, we have a page. The Search for Sautica, we have a page. Bridges, we have a page.
Okay.
And then website, platform L7.com, and then TuskegeeAirs.com are my two, places. If you want to learn more about projects, buy books, all that good stuff. I get my mailers from my Gemini mailers. Tony's looking at me like I'm crazy. From Tony Cade at Challenges. So I ship out the books is the point I was going to be saying to you. So, you know who to yell at if it ain't right.